I'm the owner of a shoppable streaming network called Unscripted. And one of the things that I love about this docuseries is the amount of acknowledgement that you give to the businesses that evolve in these communities that are featured.
Mm.
And obviously, the entire show, P-Valley, is based on a now infamous strip club, with Down in the Valley introducing so many businesses that fill voids throughout these communities. Can you tell me what you actually expect for these businesses to receive from being on such a stage?
Hmm.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you can never guarantee anything, but in my experience of, working in this business for, a really long time, often amazing things happen. I'm thinking of this series that I show around High on the Hog, and there was a guy who had a cowboy museum, and it was just like in this strip mall, this tiny little museum that he was just running by himself. He'd go out there and put the cowboy like thing out in the thing. And, after the show aired and got so much recognition, the city of Houston gave him like, he had like got like $1 million. So you can never like say what exactly is going to happen, but what you hope by giving a platform to folks is that people see, that they become inspired, that they become interested, that they reach
Mhm.
out to those businesses, that they come and they go to those businesses, that they support those
Yeah.
businesses. And as we know in the Black community, we need to, work on keeping our money inside of our community. So that's what we hope for. You can never be guaranteed, but we hope by giving them a platform that they can flourish.
Yeah. Yeah. And also to encourage them to keep going. Because I think as a business owner, there's always a question of like, am I doing enough? Or why am I doing this? What's going to keep me going? When we think about like land ownership, when we think about what is the legacy that you're leaving behind, when you think about like, I'm trying to make a way for myself and my family, doing something that I love. I think that it works hand in hand where there's a yin and a yang to it all, that getting their platform or their businesses on such a platform, it allows them to be encouraged and inspired, like I am doing something. It lets them be acknowledged for the work that it takes to have a business, especially when we're talking about in the South or in smaller communities in general.
Now, when we're talking about one of the beautiful things of documentaries is that they tell stories. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times the storytellers are integral parts of the delivery. So while you were working on this beautiful, by the way, beautiful docu-series, what did you learn about yourselves that was able to come through the story?
I'm here in front of Shoshana, but what did you learn about yourself? I actually don't know the answer to this question for you. So I'm like,
I mean, I'm always learning more as as the team leader. I'm always learning more about my style of leadership, what is required of me, the aspects of myself that I need to discipline, that I need to, because I'll be getting hot. I'm just gonna say it. I'll be like, listen, and like the thing is about being a Black woman in these positions is that you often have to call up that fight in yourself in order to get things done. And that's just a true nature. People don't understand that about being a Black woman in these positions, so learning how to sort of discipline yourself and understand when that's needed and when it's not needed. That has helped me Nicco helped me a lot with that in this process, but that's helped me expand my leadership and become stronger in my leadership, but also softer in my leadership, if that makes sense.
I love that. I love that. For myself, one of the things I learned, I'm enough. I
Oh,
knew it. I knew it. Continue to experience it. I think as you live life is a beautiful thing, that you are enough in this iteration of yourself. And also, I had to learn about some boundaries because I wanted to be very open and very present. But I'm, I'm from Detroit. I'll leave it like that. So we always from Detroit always say like that gives the credence for everything. But
Mic
what I
drop.
mean when I say that is that you know, I wanted to be very open and present with everyone as I was showing up in the world, as I'm showing up in your living room and having these conversations with the people in all these different towns and stuff like that. But at the same time, you have to learn how to have a wall, or I don't want to call it a wall, but a line of demarcation of like, now you don't know Nicco. Please don't get yourself hurt. Now let's have fun.
Oh, dang, my last question was the real good question.
What's your question?
Well, it was about anchors and plains and comparing that to valleys and mountains, because a lot of this ties into the ups and downs of life. And that is something that we see it on the actual show, but you were really able to pull out how people were down or brought up. And like, I really think that that is something that is an art that people should be able to experience, is to laugh while they're watching something that may also make them cry. So I really, like, that's not how the question was asked, but I really wanted to dive in on how you were able to kind of tap in and pull all that out, and why this was brought out from the actual show that existed, almost like using PValley as a stage to bring into this amazing docuseries. But they wrap it.
I give you this. Uncle Clifford's number one rule is let the stage be your stepping stone, right? Not your tombstone. So there's a lot of times that people can think that you will be limited by the role of Uncle Clifford, or by the role of portraying someone working in the fantasy or the sex work industry. I think that this docuseries, the people that I've been able to partner with and build this ship with, have been able to create a space where there is boundless flight. There's no way to be constricted. And that's not something I'm saying just for me. I'm talking about my producers. They are those women and men were able to do things that maybe they had not had opportunity to do, that no one had given them a chance to do before. And that is because of Shoshana. That is because of 0.0. That is because of Katori Hall. That's because of people who have some access and some power, and that are holding doors open for others. And oftentimes those people who are waiting for those doors to be open, or waiting for an opportunity, they don't even know the work that's being done to prepare the seat for them. But those who are ready, you can see it, and they take it, and they sit in their power in a way. And I think that you are able to, that's what you're resonating with. You're seeing the people on the screen, and they're really being like, oh, this is my time. Hey, I did do that. You know, there's sometimes you got to see that mirror back in your face to remember who you are.
Yeah, and I'll just add that, life is about seasons. Like you can have like a really sad season in your life that is full of struggle. I'm going through one right now, but what I know about this season in my life is that the next season is going to be different. And I think we as Black people have always been able to understand, because we have had so much struggle, how good the winds feel, and how, there is a reason, in my prayer practice every morning, I thank my ancestors for the pain that they went through, and also the joy that they went through, because those two, that pain and that joy, is what ultimately allows me to be here. So I think the series is a reflection of that, of knowing that, there is joy and pain in life, that there are different seasons in life, and that we can have unconditional love for ourselves, for our community. And that's kind of what keeps us going through the difficult times.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for answering that. That's beautiful and perfect. And thank y'all for
creating.
creating.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much.